Hey everyone, so this is the Rogbid Tank G2. So this was $100, but then it was on sale for only $40. So this is a budget-friendly sports watch with built-in GPS, which is pretty rare to find, especially for only $40. This is by far the best budget-friendly watch I have tested. I've tested a decent amount of them. This thing is pretty awesome. So this does have, and I'll come back to this in a bit here, but it does have a built-in mic. I just want to point out right away, something a lot of watches do not have, even more expensive watches. Very, very cool. So first taking a look at this beautiful watch, though, it is definitely a outdoors tanky looking watch, like the name is, tank. So you have a bunch of orange, like a lot of sport watches these days. So you have orange on the side here, you have orange on the GPS track and protection there, orange on the side here, and then the back is quite orange as well. I think it looks very nice though. And then you have this like gray, almost see-through-esque color here as well. I mean, you can see like orange sticking through in different points. I think this thing is pretty nice looking. It also does say waterproof right there because it is waterproof as well, which is quite awesome. I think this is a very nice looking watch. This is the band you get with it. It is a nice gray band, and it feels like a nice quality silicone band, something like you'd get from like Garmin or something like that. It feels nice and high quality, and you can interchange these out. You can change these out if you want to very easily, which is quite nice. And then of course on the back here, as you can see, fluttering, you do have sensors. So we do have stress monitoring, which is cool, heart rate and HRV monitoring, blood oxygen, sleep monitoring, and of course, like I said, heart rate monitoring. This has over 100 built-in sport modes. Now, most of those modes are going to be very similar to each other, but that way, you know, you can say, hey, I did basketball today, or hey, I did tennis today, or whatever, or hey, I went running. You can at least distinguish between those exercises when you go back and see what you did. But there is 100 plus sport modes on here. If you want to, you can also hook this up to your Amazon account, and then you can use Amazon Alexa's AI voice with this. And then, like I briefly mentioned, it does have waterproofing, is IP68 waterproofing, which is quite nice. We have two buttons here and a crown. So the crown, well, two buttons including the crown here. And the crown actually does do things. Like some watches that just give you a crown that spins and does absolutely nothing. This one does move stuff around. And of course, it is also touchscreen. And then we have the button there as well. This will get you to your different apps. And there's a decent amount on here. And you also have this button here. When screen's on, that will get you to quick starting the workouts. And then since we're here, let's go over these workouts. I'm not going to go over all of them. But like I said, there's 100 plus workouts according to the box. You can see this thing just keeps going and going and going and going. We're like halfway down right now. So there is a whole bunch. Hitting this button will go back as well. And you saw there, it actually did connect to GPS. Even though I am inside on my top floor. It still connects to GPS pretty easily. Now, if you are doing a workout that has GPS, it will give you distance. If you're using a workout that does not do GPS, it will not give you distance. Like today I did a treadmill run in our basement. Of course, on a treadmill, no GPS, of course, and it did not give me a distance for that. But now if you go outside and do a run using GPS, it'll give you distance, of course, using the GPS. Now, I'm not going to talk about every single thing on this watch because there is quite a bit. I just want to kind of go over the key points here. Make this video not too long. But next, I want to talk about this mic because it is quite cool. So if you get a phone call, you can answer it on the watch, and then you can talk to the person through the watch. I did that with my brother, and it's decently loud and it sounds decent. It's not going to sound as good as say like an Apple Watch or something like that, of course, since this is a nice budget-friendly watch. It costs what, a tenth of what those do. But it does sound nice. Like I'm gonna play some music through this, so you can actually play music through your watch, going through the phone, of course, but it'll come out of the watch. So like I said, it's not super loud or anything, but it's loud. It's more than loud enough, and you can definitely hear, like in that case, music or the person talking to you or whatever. Very, very cool for a budget watch to have. Like I said, a lot of your more expensive watches don't even have mics, like a lot of Garmin's. Moving on here, this of course will track your steps. It'll do your heart rate. It'll do sleep if you wear it to bed. Going the other way here, it will give you some suggestions, your music controls. It'll give you weather, and then it'll give you the workouts. If you swipe on up, you have do not disturb, which will also give you a sleep mode as well. You can do always on display if you want to do that. You can do the raise to wake on or off. It'll give you a flashlight. There's this one. The next one is going to be flashing. And then there's also a red one, which is pretty cool. Then you have your screen brightness. You have volume here. Find my phone. And this also actually has a water lock feature on it as well. And then to get out of it, you press and hold the crown. It'll say ejecting, and it'll do that, and it tells you what to do. So that again is very similar to like the Apple Watch. If you swipe down here, you can see your notifications. So I got a text from my boss this morning. So you can click it and you can see. So I have it hooked up to an iPhone here, my iPhone 13 mini. And you can see the notification. Even on Android, you cannot reply to them, but you can see them at least. Or if you have like emails here, we'll click this like Duolingo one, you can see it as well. And that is about all you can do with them though. So we go into it there. You know, you can dismiss it, and that is really it. But you can still see your notifications, and it's very cool. And again, if you get a phone call, you can actually answer it, and you can talk to them through the watch itself, which is awesome. Then quickly, I'm going to talk about the app here. So you has this app, Fit Being. We go on into that again. I'm using an iPhone, so it might be a little bit different on Android. One really nice thing I really like about this is that when you sign up for this app, when you go into this app, you do not actually have to sign up for it. You can log in as a guest. You can just start up and you can connect it to your watch right away without having to give them your email and all your other information like a lot of apps like to do before you can even get into the app. This one, you just you don't even have to sign in. You just go onto the app, connect it to your watch, and you can see there it says hello guest. So you can do everything without actually signing up for it. This app, of course, gives you a lot of information. So if you wear this enough, it'll give you trends. I've not worn it enough to do trends yet. It gives you activity. So like I did a treadmill walk this morning. See, it gives you my steps, calories, active time, stand hour, and distance. This is all underneath the activity. You can just swipe to the side there as well. It gives you sleep. And in that sleep, it gives you wake, REM, light, and deep. And also a sleep score. Personally, I do not trust these sleep scores. Every watch I've ever worn has given me a good sleep score, yet I wake up feeling like trash. So, of course, take that with a grain of salt, just like every other smartwatch out there. But it does give you sleep stages, again, awake, REM, light, and deep. It also gives you some information there as well. And then you can also see, you hit that, and it gives you more information about whatever you are on. Then we also have workouts. So again, this will be, again, your workouts, of course. So this one was actually inside. I just did a GPS, see if it would connect to the GPS inside, and it did. And if you go in here, this will give you a distance. And also gives you a map. Again, this was inside my house, so it's actually pretty sweet I was able to do that. But it does give you a map there, which is really cool. It gives you distance, duration. You guys can see that if you want to see that. It gives you a whole bunch of information there. It even gives you METs, heart rate information, and pace. Pace wasn't very good because I forgot to turn it off. So I was going for like a half hour when I was just sitting here at my desk. Treadmill I did this morning. So this will give you, again, not as much information because it does not have the distance, but it still gives you a decent amount of stuff there. Very, very cool. Going back out gives you steps, active calories, active time. It gives you so much information on this watch. It even gives you blood oxygen and stress, which I think is very, very cool for a budget-friendly watch. Stand hours. I mean, this is, like I've said in the beginning of this video, this is my favorite budget-friendly watch by far. It seems decently accurate, and it gives you so much information, and lets you do so many things. So if you are somebody who is looking for a sport watch with GPS built into it, and you do not want to spend, $400, $500 or $1,000 on Garmin's or Apple Watch or Samsung or whatever, this is definitely a good choice, I would say, as long as you're not too crazy serious about workouts. Then of course you'll probably go for the Garmin. But for what it is, for how much this thing costs, I think this is an excellent watch and one I would recommend. Again, it was on sale for only $40, which is crazy. Even for $100, that its normal price is. It is a steal of a deal, and I think it looks awesome too. You guys let me know what you think, though. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.